As that first friend invited me to church, we went to a church that I did not know because I did not know God. I did not know what a church was, but I've always wanted to experience what it is. I've always wanted to experience this God that people worship and praise. So I went with him the first time. And beginning, I did not know what to do because I had no clue. Nobody taught me how to do anything. Nobody taught me who was God, how to worship him, how to praise him, how to give your tithe, how to give your offering. So I was just kind of just an outcast. Basically, I would only go to church just for the social, just to play games and that stuff. So I stopped going after my friend stopped going in the foster home, and then a girl asked me, a Christian girl asked me to come to her church. So she invited me to her church, and that's when I first experienced how to worship God, who was God, and the beginning. But at first I was not serious because I still did not know what was going on. I was still in shock of what I should do. Maybe I shouldn't be here, or maybe I should. So I was kind of still experiencing that. But then when I turned 18, I was baptized in somebody's backyard in a swimming pool. And that's the first time I actually became serious. I just told God, you know what, this is it. I'm not fooling around no more. I'm becoming serious for you. And that's the first time I've actually done something and actually stood with it. Before I got baptized, I had to move out on my own because I was living with Children's Aid. It was legal that they could kick me out because I wasn't a problem child. I was a really good child, and the foster home parents, said that they would keep me if they could, but I had to move out on my own because more kids that had issues had to come into foster care. So before I got baptized, I moved out on my own. I was the first time. I was a little bit scared, but not really, because I know I can take care of myself, but I could not take care of it without God since I started to know him. So I got baptized in somebody's backyard in a swimming pool, and it was really fun. Like, I was just ready for it. And I'm glad I made the decision to just live out for God, just live out his name out loud. And I just started to become serious. I'm just like, God, I'm not fooling around no more. I want to become anointed. I just want to become stronger for you. I want to be used by you. I want to become a servant, and I want to do all I can do because I want to be the one that goes to heaven and just see everybody just down there and just saying, this is beautiful. And I just want to experience what you have for me. So I started becoming stronger. It was tough though. I had a lot of bondage that I had to break off, a lot of chains I had to just snap off my life, such as sacrificing friends because they weren't the right friends for me. They were always swearing. I couldn't take it no more, so I just kind of, not really ditched them, but kind of just left them. Um, but I also had, I had to cut off the masturbation, I had to cut off the pornography, and that's when I finally became serious to break it off. During my 40 fast, I probably did it one last time, and that was it. And I just said, God, I don't want this anymore. I don't care how much the devil is trying to tempt me, I'm not going to give in. And the temptation was literally really strong, like where I would just be probably almost like falling on the floor, like almost crying pretty much, because the temptation was just so bad, but I was not giving in. And God was always there for me. He was always putting his arms around me saying, it's okay, you can do this, you can fight it. And as I became stronger, it was just amazing how much I felt God's presence around me and how much he showed me what to do and where to be and how far to go. As I am in church right now, a lot of leaders there are really supportive. They support me. as I've become a youth leader, because I feel like God wanted me to become a youth leader, as He's guided me to become a youth pastor, uh, that's what I really want to become. I just kind of want to follow after what He's got for me, because I know I can really do well. I'm really passionate for God, and people have even said that to me, saying, you are so passionate for God. I can just tell by your worship and by your praise that you give God. And I'm just so excited that people comment on what I do, because back then when I was younger, people really never commented on what I did. They always said that, oh, you're not good enough for this, you can never do this. But there's always a chance that you can improve on things. Even if you might not be good at them, you can always improve on them. And there's a lot of people around me and around people around the world that will support you, and they even support me so much, and I'm just so thankful by God that He brings people into our life as forerunners to help us succeed, to help us reach our goals that God has given us, to help us grow stronger, more spiritual, and just to lay down the flesh, because the flesh is not taking over me. That's all I have to say, is I'm just laying down the flesh pretty much. I'm taking up my cross every single day, and God is helping me with that. He shows me so much. He shows me people to pray for when they really need to. Just that I should be praying for friends that are having trouble breaking through. Basically the leaders, the church, the pastor, just people in the world that just need somebody to be prayed for. And I just thank God that He leads me to His kingdom, and He leads me this way, because if it wasn't for God, I'd probably say I'd either be dead, or I'd probably be living on the streets or in jail. That's probably all I have to say about that.